So as you guys know, we had Trump illegally federalized the National Guard in California, took them over, and used them to quell like 2 days of protests against the ICE Gestapo. He also sent the Marines into Los Angeles. Now, we got some horrific pictures from that. I mean, we're talking about these parks in the middle of the day, and you have these soldiers going through with these fucking like armored vehicles, totally geared out, wearing bulletproof vests and camouflage and these big machine guns and shit. And it was a show of force. It's a show of intimidation. It's Trump trying to flex on these blue states, saying like, hey, remember who's boss. We do what we want. You can shut the fuck up about it. So that was horrible enough. Well, guess what? Now we just learned the plan goes a lot deeper than that. So this is in Raw Story. Here it comes. Terrifying leaked Hegseth memo shows more troops to swarm U.S. streets. New reporting based on a leaked briefing memo from a recent meeting between high-level officials in the Department of Homeland Security and the Defense Department sparked fresh warnings on Saturday about the Trump administration's internal plans to increase its domestic use of the U.S. military. According to Greg Sargent of the New Republic, which obtained the memo, the document suggests that Trump's use of the military for domestic law enforcement on immigration could soon get worse. The terrifying memo, which the outlet recreated and published online, with certain redactions that concealed operational and personnel details, provides a glimpse into the thinking of top officials as they seek to involve the Defense Department more deeply in these domestic operations. And it has unnerved experts who believe it portends a frightening escalation. Circulated internally among top Trump officials, TNR reports the memo was authored by Philip Hegseth, the younger brother of U.S. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth. The younger sibling, though lesser known by the public than his controversial brother, currently serves as a senior advisor to Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem and acts as DHS liaison officer to the Pentagon. The meeting between DoD and DHS officials and the memo center on Philip Hegseth's push for closer collaboration between the two departments, especially with regard to operations on the ground, like those that happened earlier this year in Los Angeles when National Guard units and later U.S. Marines were deployed in the city to help immigrations and customs enforcement agents and local law enforcement put down local protests sparked by raids targeting immigrants and workers. As Sargent noted in a social media post, strikingly, the memo says straightforwardly that what happened in Los Angeles is the sort of operation that may be necessary, quote, for years to come. As one expert told me, they see Los Angeles as a model to be replicated. To make America safe again, DHS and DoD will need to be in lockstep with each other. And I hope today sets the scene for where our partnership is headed, which also compares transnational criminal gangs and drug cartels to Al-Qaeda. What they're saying here is, get ready, man. This is, there's going to be more of this. There's going to be more of this. There's going to be more of this Department of Defense, Department of Justice, Department of Homeland Security, like military, like let's marry all these national federal forces together and let's basically invade the United States of America and enforce the will of the president. That is absolutely terrifying. That is absolutely disturbing. That's something that should be off the table in what's supposed to be a constitutional republic and a representative democracy. This is not a thing that's supposed to happen. The military is not used to police the country domestically. That's not a thing. Well, now they made it a thing. They made it a thing. And as per usual, even if the courts step in and say, hey, this is wrong, well, the damage is already done. They already sent, the ICE Gestapo there. They already sent the military there, and they already terrorized the population. They already rounded up a bunch of innocent people. And then eventually, I believe they reduced the number of troops by like half. Like they're slowly now taking them out of there because there aren't even the mass protests anymore. But like, this is what's happening. It could be illegal, but if you get a court decision 6 months after the fact, well, what good is that fucking court decision, right? And now the precedent has been laid that any president can do this. They could just invade the United States of America and then, use force and coercion and police state tactics and tyrannical tactics for their ends. So this is completely and utterly un-American. It is anti-democratic. It proves that he's a fascist dictator. And now they looked at what happened in LA. That was a totally illegal, totally unconstitutional, totally insane, terrorizing the poor population, rounding up innocent people. They look at that and they go, let's do it everywhere. Let's do it in all these major cities. And this is what they're planning. And this is what they're planning. So if you thought it couldn't get worse, this is why I keep saying, I don't know how we survived 4 years of this shit. I don't know how we survived 4 years of this. Every fucking day, it's some new bullshit. Every day. You know, you wake up one day and, oh, they're rounding up innocent people and putting them in a concentration camp. You wake up the next day, you go, oh shit, they're illegally bombing Iran. You wake up the next day, now Israel's annexing the West Bank with the blessing of Trump, right? You wake up the next day, oh, Trump's firing the person who gives the jobs numbers because he didn't like the numbers, and inflation is skyrocketing, but he's going to pretend like it's not. Every day, it's some new shit. And how's he going to handle it when there's dissent? This is how he's going to handle it when there's dissent. What if I send the military to shut you the fuck up? By the way, if you're in the military, if you're in any of these government agencies that are involved in this, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should resign. You should resign, you should come forward, you should be a whistleblower, and you should explain how this is un-American and this is unacceptable, and he's destroying the United States of America. I'm sorry, but just following orders is not sufficient. It never was sufficient, but is definitely not sufficient in today's day and age. And that's where we are. All these people have is, oh, I'm just following orders. Well, fuck your orders. Fuck your orders. Step down. Show some spine. Show some backbone. You know, I know ICE... they got a $160 billion budget or something ridiculous. Now they're hiring people all over this country. They're literally hiring you to terrorize your fellow Americans. That's the job. Put your morality aside, put your ethics aside, be a fucking Gestapo stormtrooper. Don't do it. Don't take the job. Everybody should fucking mass resign. Nobody should be signing up for this shit. That speaks horribly to our national character that anybody would sign up for these things. And so... resign, man. All these people need to resign. All these people need to speak up. They can only get away with what we let them get away with. And it would be a true sign of solidarity for people to resign in massive numbers and just speak up about what we're witnessing here because, again, I don't know how we survived 4 years of this, but now we're talking about further invasions of the United States of America, our major cities, by our fascist president. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.